The White Council has been ambushed inside Isengard. Inside the Tower of Orthanc lays a Palantir, and Sauron wants to capture it at all costs. So he's dispatched one of his ringwraiths with a horde of orcs, Uruk-hai, and a troll to try to besiege the tower and capture the relic. But it is not undefended. The White Council, one of the most powerful forces on the side of good, is there to defend it. In this battle, we're testing the strength of an elite army versus a horde, and the power of magic versus just brute force. Who will come out on top? Watch to find out. Hello and welcome back to Conquest Creations. My name is Jacob Lucas, the Conquest creator, and in today's game, I'm going to be controlling the White Council.
Hello, I'm Jude from the Living by the Law podcast, back to pilot the Army of the Great Eye this time from the Armies of Middle-earth book.
I've got just 5 miniatures in my army, which is obviously not very many, but the good thing is they're all incredibly powerful. We've got Gandalf, Saruman, Radagast the Brown, Galadriel, and Elrond. So there is a lot of power packed into those 5 models.
We've got a bit of an interesting collection of heroes. We've got Shagrat, a standard ringwraith, who's actually going to be the general despite having Shagrat around. We've got a Taskmaster to give me lots of free heroics, and we have a Morannon Orc captain who is a bit bland, but he's also really solid stat line. Strength 5, D7. We've also got some Mordor Uruk-hai, seeing if we can get some double wounds in on the White Council members. And we've got a Mordor Troll who's taking a drum, so we can hopefully get all the way across the board and stop the White Council getting onto the objectives.
In the White Council army list, each of those heroes provides a buff to the heroes that are nearby. For example, Elrond counts as a banner, while Saruman gives you the ability to reroll ones to cast your spells, and the others have various effects that'll come up in game. Now usually when you have just 5 models, capturing objectives is almost impossible, but every single one of my models has Dominant 3, which should help me in this scenario.
In the Army of the Great Eye, I get to play with the Eye of Sauron, which is a really cool rule where I get a little 25mm marker, which I can place anywhere on the board. Orcs within 3 inches of it counted as a banner, which give me a secondary pseudo banner in the list, and enemy models within 3 inches of it get a -1 to their courage checks.
The scenario that we're playing today is Hold Ground, which means basically whoever has the most models in the center of the board at the end of the game will score the most points. You also get points for breaking the enemy, as well as killing their leader and having a banner alive. Typically in Hold Ground you use Maelstrom deployment, but to serve the theme we decided that each army would just be coming in from the gates on the ring wall. Jude won the roll-off for priority in turn 1 and he decided to give it to me. So my move was very straightforward. We're just running straight towards the Tower of Orthanc. As I was going, all 3 of my wizards tried to cast Terrifying Aura, but Saruman and Gandalf failed.
So the Troll drummer started off the turn with a big drum just to get him and his buddies with the Morannons, the Taskmaster and the Captain up nice and close to the tower so we can be inside Orthanc next turn. And then the Ringwraith and his Warband are just pushing in the side here. I'm just going to make sure I keep the banner blocked in, so no cheeky Sorcerous Blast sends my banner outside of the game, because that will be very annoying. And then on the final flank here, Shagrat and his band of Uruk-hai are just going to go running in towards the doors. So I'm going to use my Great Eye ability to try and move Sauron's gaze across the board. So I'm going to roll a dice. On a 2+, I'm moving at 6 inches. On a 1, Jacob's going to get to move at 12 inches. That is a 5, so I'm going to be moving it.
And I won the roll-off for priority and I decided that I would be giving it to Jude.
So Jake has made me go first here, so gonna just have to get up nice and close and be ready to do some stuff next turn. So the Troll's drumming again. We're going to catch most of the models in it, apart from a couple of the Uruk-hai at the back there. So everyone's just going to rush forward, make a nice big line in the middle of the board, and we'll see what the White Council can do in reply. The Ringwraith is just going to be hiding behind Orthanc over here, because to be honest, he's a bit scared of the White Council. They've got so many ways of banishing him, so he's just going to hang in there for the back game.
And in my move, Galadriel and Saruman are in range of a Morannon Orc, so we're going to go straight in and charge that Orc. And the rest of the members of the White Council are just coming with me. Saruman and Gandalf both attempted Terrifying Aura again, but Gandalf failed on another one. Galadriel also attempted to banish an Orc on her way in, but also was resisted, so maybe it's not a great start.
And then end of the move phase, we're going to see if I get to move my eye token around somewhere to make it maybe more useful. That is a 3.
So it can
And
move.
we're going to move it from its imaginary position floating in the air here to just be about there.
Nice. So that counts as a banner for your orcs.
So the two orcs took their shots at Gandalf, needing 6s to hit, and to no one's surprise, they both missed.
And the first fight of the game saw one Morannon orc fighting Galadriel and Saruman. Unsurprisingly, we took them down. The scenery that we're playing on today is our Wizard's Tower set mixed with the ultimate wargaming trees. If you want to get all of this terrain as well as heaps more of our Wizard's Fortress style terrain, then we have a limited time bundle that is available right now. It's only going to be available for 2 weeks after posting this video, so now is the time to go and get it. This bundle includes the Wizard's Tower set, the ultimate wargaming trees, as well as all of our Iron Horde scenery. With everything in this pack, you can make the Wizard's Fortress while it is bright and noble and full of trees, or after it has fallen to the forces of darkness and is filled with the industrial buildings of the orcs. Here at Conquest Creations, all of our scenery is designed by wargamers for wargamers. That means it's easy to print, it looks great, and it's fun to use in-game. By buying our scenery, you're not only getting yourself some awesome wargaming terrain, you're also supporting the channel to grow. All right, let's get back into this game.
So one priority for the turn. So we've just gone, this is the turn, we're engulfing. We've done as many charges as we can. We've managed to charge every member of the White Council, apart from Radagast. And the troll has even managed to get in on the action and charge Galadriel. So this is going to be really interesting to see what happens. So the Ringwraith has nipped out from cover, getting ready to go back in, and on the way up he's going to go for a 2-dice transfix on Radagast, trying to stop him from doing anything this turn. We have gotten a 3, which will go off. Will Radagast try and resist?
I'll be using my resistant to magic special rule and my +1 to resist tests. I'm just going to use the natural one, so I'll save my will. Let's see what I roll.
Radagast is transfixed.
That's actually really bad because my plan was to do a Nature's Wrath there and knock all of those bad guys prone, but instead I'm just vibing for the turn.
And then the Ringwraith is going to do the cowardly thing and hide away again.
Man, what a strat. That went to my move. Now, all of my models are engaged or transfixed, but with this White Council army list, I can cast spells while engaged in combat. So Gandalf has cast a transfix on the troll that's fighting against Galadriel. Galadriel tried to banish that troll, but was unsuccessful, and then Saruman tried to transfix the Mordor Uruk-hai with a two-handed weapon fighting him, but he failed. I've only spent 1 point of will from my store, so I think I need to start spending more to make sure these spells go off. That goes to the combat phase. Jude, where are we going to start?
So we're going to start with Saruman versing a two-hander Mordor Uruk-hai and a supporting Morannon Orc. We're going to see if we can trap you, and we're going to see if we can kill Saruman. I think we can do it.
Yeah, this would not be a good start. You set the bar.
So we're going to do the two-hander on the dark bluey black dice here. That is a 5 from the Morannon Orc.
All right, I've got 2 attacks on Saruman. Oh, I've got a 4 and a cocked dice. So while I'm within 3 inches of Elrond, I get a banner effect, so I'll do that. I'm on a 5, that's good. You've got a banner for the Great Eye token just there.
We're going to reroll the two-hander dice here. Doesn't really matter, because I'm looking for a natural 6 anyway.
Exactly.
That is not a 6,
Not
so
a
that
6.
will be yours.
So that'll go to me, and can I kill you? That will do a wound
That
because
will.
they're only defense 4. The next fight was Elrond, who managed to slay another Mordor Uruk-hai before Gandalf won his fight but didn't kill his opponent, and then Galadriel lost to the troll, but it was transfixed so it couldn't strike blows, and she just pushed back.
So one priority for the turn. However, Jacob has countered and called the correct move with Radagast.
Yeah, I still get to cast magic even though I'm engaged, but I want to move first here.
I'm going to counter with my captain. I'm going to see who goes first. That's going to be Good's way.
Goes to the good side, so I get to move first with Radagast.
Yeah.
So Radagast is moving first, and he's actually just going to charge this one orc, which might be a little bit silly, but we'll see how we go. And then he's going to be casting a 2-dice transfix on Shagrat. That has failed once again. Casting's not so impressive so far. And my next model to move is Elrond. He's going to come out here and charge this Mordor Uruk-hai, wrap into here, but when he's still 1 millimeter away, I'm going to cast a Wrath of Bruinen. I'm going to use 2 dice here, looking for a 4. Got it on the 6. Now you can attempt to resist that with Shagrat if you'd like.
We're going to go with 2 of Shagrat's will here.
Do you want a might point to not get Wrath of Bruinen here?
You know what? Just to keep the game interesting, we are going to spend the might point. To make
I
it
actually
6.
think it's a fantastic idea to do that.
I think so.
My next model to move is Gandalf, and he's actually just pulling back to take up space. And while he goes, he's going to use 2 dice from his store and a free one to cast a Transfix on the troll. I've got it on a 6, thankfully. So that troll is transfixed. Galadriel's going to go next. She's just pushing over here. We want to try to make space so no one needs to get trapped. And she's going to do a 1 dice banishment on, let's go with this Black Numenorian. It's 2, so that will fail. Probably should use more will there. And then the last one is going to be Saruman pulling back to here, and he's going to be transfixing Shagrat, who is actually threatening me quite a bit here. So I'm going to use 2 from the store and a free one. Cast it on a 5. You have 1 will left with Shagrat. Do you want to spend it?
I'm good.
Cool.
Shagrat's done what he needs to this turn.
And that was my move phase done.
So we're getting ready to kill Gandalf. We've surrounded him with Uruk-hai. We're going to be trapping him. We'll see what happens. Elrond, we're just going to keep him trapped in there for the time being. Couldn't really charge him with a couple dudes that failed courage, but we'll see what happens. And then the rest of it, we're just getting ready to engulf. However, I have rolled a 1 for the eye, so Jacob gets to move that 12 inches away.
That takes us into the combat phase. Jude, it's your priority. Which one do you want to start on?
We're going to start with Gandalf, and we're going to kill Gandalf the White. Gandalf the Grey.
Gandalf the Grey. If you kill him, he'll come back as Gandalf the White, though.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, maybe this will work out for me. So you set the bar. You've got 2
Yeah.
two-handers.
That is a 4 high.
It's a pretty
That
bad
is
roll. You
not
don't
good.
have a banner.
I
I've got
do not.
2 attacks here. I've got the 5, so I
gonna
will
be yours.
thankfully win that. Now I'm going to try to strike these 2 here. They're defense 4, so I'll kill them on 4s. Nothing, but I do reroll 1s. Nothing.
Would you like to spend 2 points on might, Jacob?
Absolutely not. I like being alive. Elrond went next and cut down a Mordor Uruk-hai, and then Radagast went and he also killed a Mordor Uruk-hai. So things could have gone really badly this turn, but we've come out unscathed. On the roll for priority, I got a 1 and Jude got a 2, so I spent a foresight point to win that. Do you have anything to declare, Jude?
I sure do. The captain has gone for a heroic move, and it is not free, unfortunately.
All right, I'm going to counter that with a heroic move from Gandalf. So we have a big roll here. Here's a roll off. 1, 2, 3 goes evil. Ooh, and that's a 4, so it goes to the good side. So Gandalf gets to move first. He's going to start by spinning around, and I'm going to do a 2 dice Sorcerous Blast at the troll. I've got her on a 6. That's huge. You can't resist that with a troll.
No, I cannot.
So, strength 5 hit. No damage, but you are knocked prone, and, well, that's about it.
That's it.
I'm going to finish my move by just charging into 2 Mordor Uruk-hai. Galadriel moved next. She failed to banish anyone and just charged into some Mordor Uruk-hai. And then Saruman transfixed Shagrat as he moved. Elrond didn't cast any spells, and Radagast failed to cast a Nature's Wrath.
The Ringwraith, as he moves into this new hidey hole here, he's going to attempt to throw a 3 dice compel on Saruman to try and make Saruman charge the troll.
Yup, okay. That's not good.
I'm going to up the ante. We're going to actually make it 4 dice.
4 dice,
Yeah.
yep.
That is cast on a 6.
Okay,
And
so
Saruman has used his free will
I've used my free will. So Saruman still has 3 in the store. I feel like I underspent those first 2 turns and I've maybe overspent now. I have a built-in resistance to magic and a +1 to these resist tests, so I'm feeling okay. But if I lose Saruman, it's disastrous. I'm going to use 2 from my store and my free resist with a +1. A 5 with the +1 will take me to resist that. That went to the fight phase where Galadriel started by killing 2 Mordor Uruk-hai. Gandalf slew 1 and then Elrond slew another, which is a fantastic start for us. But now we're into Radagast fighting a horde of orcs. And if he loses this, he could be in a lot of trouble. So Captain started, he's got a 5, but you've still got
4 more dice, one of them a 2-hander.
All right.
So roll 3 more blue dice for the non-2-handers, which gets us another
Still
5.
a 5.
And we've got a 2-hander, which we'll do on the blacky dice.
That's
That's a 6.
the 6. Okay, so I need a 6 here. Here's Radagast. Now this purple one is Sebastian, which I can't spend might on. But I've got the 6, I'm fight 5, so I will win that, thankfully. And this is Radagast doing some damage. I'm going to start at the Mordor Uruk-hai. That's a kill. And then I'll go for the Spearman, looking for a 5. No, and Sebastian looking for a 6. Absolutely not. So I've just got 1 more kill, which is 5 for the turn, which I'm pretty happy about. This turn I won priority thanks to a foresight point. But Jude, do you have anything to declare?
Yes, so the Taskmaster is going to call it, and it is for free.
All right, so that doesn't cost him anything. I don't like that, so I've counter-called with Galadriel because I really want to move first here. Anything else?
Yeah, I'm going to make it interesting, and the Ring Wraith is going to use his first point of might for the game to do a heroic channel.
That is kind of scary. All right, let's do the roll-off to see who goes first. 1, 2, 3 goes evil, 4, 5, 6 goes good. I've won the other 2 of these, but I haven't won this one.
It's going to go to me.
That's scary.
The Ring Wraith is going to step here, and he's going to throw 1 dice out and heroic channel and immobilize on Saruman.
Absolutely. So
It's going to be cast on a 6.
that will stop me from moving, of course. I'm within 3 inches of Galadriel, so I get resistant to magic, and I do get +1 to this. Let's see if I resist it. I didn't. I cannot activate this turn with Saruman.
So we're wrapping up the heroic move there. The Taskmaster's just getting ready to help out with things next turn. We did manage to pass a pretty good courage test with a Moran and Orc here to keep Elrond tied up. And then Shagrat and the Moranning captain have all gone into Radagast. We're going to see if we can kill a hedgehog this turn. Then we've managed to get Gandalf ganked over here with a bunch of Uruk-hai and some spear supports. And most importantly, we have the transfixed Saruman fighting a troll. It's going to go great for the troll. And I have a couple dudes left on the flanks here that haven't moved yet.
Well, this is not a good position for the White Council. We might be taking a casualty this turn. That goes into my move. I've got to start with Galadriel, and we need a lot of things to work out for us. She is going to start by rotating, having a look at this orc, spending a free 1 and 2 from her store on a banishment. Here we go. I've got on a 4. You get a free dice to resist this.
That is a 3, so you will get it.
I've taken him out. And then she's going to charge the troll.
Courage check.
Oh, that is a courage check. Galadriel has to spend a will point to charge into the troll, which is not ideal. But that means that Elrond is now free to activate. Elrond is going to come forwards just a little bit, and then he's going to be using Wrath of Bruinen. He only has 1 will point. We're looking for a 4. We've got a 3, but I'll spend a point of might on that. So I've cast it on a 4.
So we're going to try and resist with Shagrat's last, and we'll see what happens.
Yep.
That is a 5, so he will
So Shagrat's
resist.
out of will, but resisted. So Elrond's going to finish his move, charging into Shagrat and that other orc spearman there. So I should, because I have priority, be able to pull him off Radagast. My next wizard was Radagast, and he managed to transfix the troll by spending 2 points of will, and then Gandalf used his 1 free 1 and transfixed Shagrat. And the first fight for this turn is gonna be Gandalf. He is super trapped, and there's a lot of Mordor Uruk-hai fighting him. So how about you set the bar, Jude?
Yep, so we've got the 2 green dice, the 2-handers, and then we do have a banner in this one as well. It's going to be a 6 on a 2-hander as well.
All right, I've got 2 attacks. I've got the 5. I'm going to use my banner reroll for being within 3 inches of Elrond on my 1. I'll spend a point of might on Gandalf, so he's down to 1, but he was super dead if he lost that.
That he was.
And now I'm going to try to kill the Mordor Uruk-hai. I failed, but I get to reroll 1s. I'll kill this guy. The next fight was the troll fighting Saruman and Galadriel. I managed to win the fight, but I couldn't wound the troll. Radagast went next. He lost the fight. He could have spent might to win it, but I decided not to, and he just copped 1 wound from the Orc Spearman. And then Elrond lost against Shagrat, but thankfully Shagrat was transfixed, but the Orcs put a wound on him. So, the roll-off for priority was a draw, which would mean that Jude would win it, but I've decided to spend another foresight point. I've got just 1 left to take priority this turn. Jude, what are you going to do about that?
The Taskmaster is going to call a heroic move, and it is not free.
All right. I'm going to then call with Saruman. He hasn't spent 1 yet, so that's his first 1 spent. And let's do the roll-off. 1, 2, 3 goes evil. 4, 5, 6 goes good, but that is a 3.
Evil.
All right, your move with the Taskmaster.
So we did manage to, with the heroic move going my way, tie up everyone apart from Saruman. Failed a couple important courage checks, such as on the captain over here. And
Yeah, the troll though. I decided that I'd use my Lord of the Astari special rule against him, so he had to pass an intelligence test, but he failed, which meant he couldn't activate. So that kept me safe from him this turn.
And it's going to mean the troll's just kind of staring at a Saruman, who then did go on to get transfixed.
Yeah.
So they're just giving each other a stare down this turn.
Exactly. So that went into my move. And even though all my guys are tied up, I can of course cast my spells. Radagast tried to immobilize Shagrat, and even with the reroll 1s to cast from Saruman, completely failed to cast it on 2 dice. Gandalf went next, and he could have gone for another transfix on Shagrat, but I want to be more aggressive, so I've cast a Strengthen Will on Elrond to put a will into his store so he can Wrath of Bruinen next turn.
So my troll did get disabled by Saruman, However, he is still going to attempt to throw something at you in the shooting phase. So he's going to pick up a rock and he's going to throw it at Saruman.
Nice.
And we're going to hopefully hit. That's gonna miss, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. It was cool though.
That's true. Well, we'll try it just for why not. We'll do 2 orc bros. Just gonna try and shoot at Saruman with the Galadriel in the way. 1 hits. Do we hit Galadriel? We hit Galadriel. Do we hit Galadriel or me? We hit me.
Come on. Hey!
That does kill me as well.
So Galadriel is, she's safe this turn. That's cool.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
That went to the fight phase where Elrond started by cutting down the last Mordor Uruk-hai. And then Shagrat fought against Radagast, won the fight, but did no damage at all. So we just have Gandalf next. All right, I'll set the bar. That was too many dice, but I'll say that was my banner reroll because I've rolled too many dice.
So there's a chance. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 orcs.
Now I do have a point of might here, so you need a 6 to win.
I do need the 6. So 6 dice, and we have a banner. We get the 6.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
This is going to be tough for Gandalf.
That's not good.
So we're going to be winning you on 5s here.
5s all around, yep.
So we'll just roll this twice. The first roll.
Yep. So I am trapped because these guys are just able to pinch my base there.
Yeah. That's only 1 wound so far.
I'm all of a sudden feeling a lot better about this.
So they got 6 more dice. That is only 2 wounds, so 3 wounds total.
3 wounds total. So I'll take another wound.
Mm-hmm. Put it down to 1.
So taken 2 wounds. I have 1 wound and 3 fate. Here's my first fate. I've passed that, and I could have re-rolled that thanks to my ring that I'm holding as well. So I'm still standing. 2 fate, 1 wound with Gandalf. That's better than I was expecting. So we did the roll-off for priority. Jude, you've won this one. So I've decided to call Heroic Move with Galadriel.
And Shagrat is going to call it, and it's for free.
Yeah, you started pretty slow on the Taskmaster, but he is proving his worth. That means we've got a big roll-off. You get the dice here. 1, 2, 3 goes to you. 4, 5, 6 goes to me.
That is a 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm getting concerned here. So your move.
So we did as much as we can getting stuck in. Shagrat being nice and central did mean we get everyone. Shagrat very bravely decided to start off his heroic move by standing still and pointing orders as he failed his courage to charge Radagast. However, it was all worth it because the troll got the charge off on Saruman.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So that troll passed the Lord of the Astari intelligence test and then the courage test. So he's both brave and smart.
He's on a roll. I think he might get transfixed, but we'll see.
All right, so that goes to my move. I'm going to start with Galadriel. She's going to do her banishment. She's going to go at this one orc who's currently tying up Elrond. He's the only guy doing it. So I need a 4. That's unfortunate for her to fail another one. Next up, I have Radagast casting a transfix at the troll using his free one and 1 from his store, and a 5 will do it. So the troll is transfixed. And then we have Gandalf, who's totally surrounded. He is going to do another strength and will onto Elrond and fail to cast. My last caster is Saruman, and he's going to do a compel onto the Taskmaster. I've got it on a 5. Do you want to resist that?
You're going to move me 3 inches away?
3 inches away.
I'm okay with that.
Cool. So that takes us into the combat phase. Jude, you've got priority. Where do you start?
Dude, I'm going to try and get rid of your ones to wound. So we're going to start with Gandalf, and we're going to kill us a wizard.
All right, let's see. You set the bar for me. You've got, looks like 6 dice there.
Yeah, no negative ones, just like last turn. So let's do this. That is the 6.
All right, I've got 2 dice. I've got a banner reroll because Elrond's there. I've got 1 might in the store. There we go, I've got it.
Okay.
So I'm going to try to kill these 2 guys on the inside, and I'll kill just him with my strength 5 thanks to Glamdring. And the rest of the fight phase went really well for me. Galadriel got a kill, then Radagast got a kill, and then Elrond got a kill. Saruman lost the fight against the troll, but the troll was transfixed, so all he did was move back. I won the roll-off for priority, and I'm obviously choosing to take it here. What's the plan, Jude?
So Shagrat is going to use another point of might, and it's going to be... That is not going to be for free.
So he's got 1 left. I'm going to call with Saruman, so he's got 1 left as well. This is a big roll-off. You've got 3 now, so I think if it balances out, that'd be great. Looking for a 4? Got the 4, so that is my turn to move first, starting with Saruman. This turn, Saruman decided to use his Lord of the Astari ability on the troll, and this time he has been frozen, so the troll cannot activate this turn. So I have to go first with Saruman. He's going to turn and look at Shagrat and cast a transfix. I've cast it on a 6, so that is Shagrat dealt with, and then Saruman's just going to finish up by charging into the Orc Archer. I'm going to go first with Radagast. He's going to charge the Orc Captain, but while he goes, he's going to chuck a Renew on Gandalf. He's past that, so Gandalf gets a wound back. And now we have my biggest play yet. It's Elrond. He's going to be charging Shagrat, but as he goes, he's going to cast Wrath of Bruinen with 1 will point. Oh, that's huge. That is a 6. So this is doing massive damage to you, Jude. Every model within 3 inches of Elrond is going to cop a strength 2 hit and be knocked prone. That Wrath of Bruinen was mental, getting 5 kills and wounding the troll. Of course, all those models are also knocked prone, which means Shagrat is in a lot of trouble. Gandalf goes next, and he's going to charge forwards. Now, it is really tempting just to form a little bubble of my guys here, but I need to get to the objective, which is within 6 inches of the center. Galadriel cast Banishment onto the Bannerman, and she got it successfully this turn, killing him, but he was able to pass it off.
So we've done as much moving as we can. We're hoping to have another shot at killing Gandalf. I don't know how well it's going to go. We've then just the last couple bits and pieces to do before we decide what we need to do about saving Shagrat, maybe. With the Ringwraith, who's going to pop in, pop out of the building, and throw a 1 dice Immobilize at Elrond, which he casts on a 4.
So I just have my resist for being within 3 inches of Galadriel. I get +1 on this, so I need a 3 here. I've got a 2, but I will spend a point of might on Elrond to resist that. And the combat phase started with Radagast winning the fight against the Orc Captain, pushing him back. He was prone, so I doubled my strikes, but I didn't do any damage. So we'll put a prone marker on him now, because that means we'll know for next turn. The next fight is Gandalf, who's very trapped. Some of his opponents are prone, but you set the bar for me, dude.
Yeah, come on out. That's a 4 high.
4 high.
Oh, you get the 6.
I just don't lose fights.
No, you don't.
I'm going to strike at the 2 guys that are prone. So
Yep.
the first prone guy
Dead.
is dead, and the next prone guy is
Not dead.
not dead. And then the last fight is Elrond fighting against Shagrat. This might be controversial, but I'm going to 2-hand with Elrond.
Interesting.
You set the bar.
Big old Shaggers gets a 6.
All right, so I need a 6 here to win this with Elrond. Not yet, but I've got a banner and a Lord of the West. There it is.
6.
All right, I'll double my dice. So it's 6 dice, 4s to wound. I'm within range of Gandalf, so I can reroll 1s to wound, thankfully.
Ooh.
Oh, that is 5 wounds on Shagrat. You have to pass all 3 fate in order for him to survive.
Fate number 1. He dies. So I've won the priority.
I can't have that, so I've called a heroic move with Radagast, so I've got 1 might on all 5 of my members of the White Council.
I'm going to counter with my Ringwraith and potentially his last point of might, but it's going to be free.
Thanks to that Taskmaster. Look, he's had a pretty good day out. You're broken currently, which means that the game could randomly end at the end of this turn. If it ends right now as the board sits, you will win.
That's true.
Which I'm not a fan of, but yeah, a lot's going to come down to this roll-off.
It's going to be a big roll-off. So 1, 2, 3 for evil, 4, 5, 6 for good. Goes to good. Okay.
Radagast is moving first. He's tried to cast a Nature's Wrath, but failed despite using all of the rest of his will. It's a big deal because I could have been able to jump over Jude's prone models, but instead we just have to cut them down. Elrond was moving next, and he's just charging into that Taskmaster. The last model to move for me was Galadriel, who's just trying to get towards the objective, so she charged into 2 orcs, but her banishment did not go off.
So the Ringwraith passed his courage check to stick around and is now defending this doorways to the best of his ability. His standfast was very helpful, kept a lot of the orcs in the game, and the others managed to pass, so we only lost 1 orc to fleeing, which is pretty good for orcs. And then fortunately the wizards have started to run out of their terrifying aura now, so a few of them were able to make a charge into Radagast and Saruman, and we have managed to get a charge off on Galadriel.
That takes us into the combat phase, and I've got some heroics to declare. Firstly, Elrond is just fighting this Taskmaster, and I'm going to call a heroic combat. It's risky because that Taskmaster is full health, but I want to try to get as many kills here as possible, because if this is the last turn of the game, I could be in trouble. Saruman is also going to call a heroic, because I need to do everything I can to get within 6 inches of the center of the board. All right, do you want to set the bar with your Taskmaster?
Sure do. It's a 4 high.
It's a 4. I reckon I can beat that. On a 5, you have a banner though.
And then you've got 2 rerolls. That's not.
All right, so it goes to me. I need 5s to wound, rerolling 1s. I have Lord of the West. Let's see it. 2 wounds. Rerolling 1s. 3 wounds. Oh, that was crazy.
Damn.
Decapitation strike. Now, the question is, can I fit a 25mm base through that gap?
I think you can from this angle.
If I can from that angle, he's running straight through
Will
and
be a
into your
courage
ring
check.
wraith. That doesn't seem like the thing I'd fail.
No, you're good.
Saruman was next to go. He killed his opponent in the heroic combat as well, and also charged into the ring wraith, so they're outnumbering him. Galadriel's the next fight. You set the bar, Jude. You've got 3 guys fighting her.
6.
Ooh. Galadriel's on a 4. Banner reroll. No, so that goes to you. She's defense 3. You've got 6 strikes, wounding on 4s.
Oh, that is only 2 wounds.
Only 2 wounds. Got first fate, fails but rerollable, passes. Second fate, fails but rerollable, passes as well. Those
Damn.
rerolls coming in clutch. The next fight was Gandalf, who managed to win his fight again. He's having an insane day out, and he didn't manage to get any kills. Radagast was the next fight, and he managed to kill one of those orcs. Now the last fight, potentially the last fight of the game if you roll a 1 or 2, it's your ring wraith fighting Elrond and Saruman.
Yes, it is.
You set the bar.
That is a 6 on the ring wraith.
Huge. I have no might here. Oh, that's a lot of
gonna be
6s.
That is.
So, Elrond has Hadafang, which gives him +1 to wound against spirits.
So you're looking at
That is
2 wounds. Oh no, 1 wound.
1 wound, a Lord of the West. 2 wounds on your ring wraith. You need to pass both fate in order to stay alive. Oh. He's done it, so he is still alive. That's huge.
It's very big.
So this is a really big roll. We need to see if the game is over. On the roll of 1 or 2, it's all over, and I have no idea who's won. Let's see it. Ooh.
That is one.
Okay, we've got some very interesting counting to do here.
We do.
So we've got to the end of the game, and we counted up the score. Jude, you scored 2 points for having a Bannerman alive,
I did.
which I kind of forgot about, because I feel like I could have targeted him with magic, but that's okay. You've got 2 points there. Now I scored 3 points for breaking you, so everything comes down to who has more models within 6 inches of the center. Now the big thing is all of my guys are dominant 3, so they all count as 3 each. And how many guys did you have within 6 inches of the center?
I managed to get 10.
That's fantastic because I have 4 members of the White Council, which counts for 12. So I will score another 4 VPs and I will win this battle report. Thanks so much for coming on, Jude.
Game.
Appreciate it. This has been Conquest Creations. Don't forget to check out the Wizard's Fortress bundle. Thank you for watching.